Before we start Python, first we'll understand few basic things, then we'll enter into subject. Right? First thing is the timing allotted for our batch is 11 to 12. It is 11 to 12. This is the time given for full stack Python. Now you'll get to know what is full stack Python. That is one part. Second, we'll go with the subject in a systematic way, according what I explained you about full stack Python. Okay. And third point is, before I come with this introduction to Python, let me introduce. My name is Ahmed Shareef. Okay. I'm into training from past 21 years. Right. Now, keeping these things in view, I myself will be taking up total full stack Python course. Okay. What Python full stack includes? In full stack Python, first part that we learn will be related to Python language. First part. In this Python language, we have two divisions, right? Two divisions. One, core Python, advanced. These divisions are not provided by the company which has developed Python. These divisions are created by us. Actually, they call Python language. That's it. They don't make any divisions as core Python, advanced Python. They don't. They call it as only Python language. We made those divisions as what? Core Python and advanced. Right? After learning this Python language, the second part we start will be related with the what? Web development. Two things will be there. Web designing, web development. I'm talking about development, not about design. So in web development, to learn web development, prerequisite means first you should have knowledge on what? UI, what? Technologies. And I'm not saying like you should have, deep knowledge of UI. No, if you have overview of UI technologies, enough. That what is important, I'll be discussing in my classes. And UI technologies include HTML, right? CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap. Total how many? 5. They are linked like this. jQuery is connected with JavaScript. Bootstrap is connected with CSS. Bootstrap is connected with CSS. jQuery is connected with JavaScript. No, it is UI technologies. No, these are UI technologies. They are not called framework. Now we talk. Yes, EV framework. Which frameworks? Django. You understand? Django. One more is there. Flask. These two I'm going to cover. In these two, this one is called mini framework. Right? Maximum companies prefer to develop web development using what? Django. Right? D is silent. Django. Okay. And one more thing. Along with this, we have other, what do you call, frameworks. Now, two things are, you call them as frameworks, or these are also called CMs. Also called CMs, content management system. Content management system. Okay, chalo, Django, Flask. And along with this, we learn about what? REST API. REST API. One more thing. As REST API is there, similarly, one more advanced API technology has also been introduced in Python. If time permits, we'll discuss that. It's very new technology. Companies are still not using it, but we have one more called Fast API. You understand? But developments are going on using what? REST API. REST, R-E, R-E, representational, R-E, S, state, right? State. State is technical word. General word of state is data. R-E, R-E, representational. S, state. State is technical word. What is general word? Data. State is data. T, transfer. Representational state transfer API, application program interface. Clear? This complete, what is CMS I said? CMS, content management systems. Content management systems, right? So this is for your knowledge, I'm saying. We are going with this Python course with job placement. They might have said you, but even from my end, I want to say you very clearly, this is placement related course, right? So my point is, I'm saying my experience. Getting a job in IT is not that big deal. It's not that big deal. One interview you may fail, two interviews you may fail, three you may fail, four you may fail. Fail. Definitely one yes will be there. For that, you should carry patience. Definitely you have a job in it, I assure you. And for you, they are guiding. They are giving you assurance. So you can get a job. Problem is, getting a job in IT is not that big deal. Challenging is, surviving on the job is challenging. Getting a job is one point. Surviving on the job is another level. You understand? For that, you have to make yourself completely dedicated for learning as well as for practicing. Because computers is such a subject that would come only through practice. My 1.5 hour class, you should at least practice 4 hours a day, 4 hours. Keeping your job in view. If you want to enjoy there, smoothly handling your job, for that you should practice here. You understand my point? Whether you try for a job openly or you are placed by these people, by our institute. In both the cases, challenging is surviving. Clear now? Understood? This is the full stack Python process. Okay. Now, before I start today, the introduction to Django, let me first explain you this fundamental difference. What is it? Language. Right? What is a language? Examples. instead of directly saying the definition, example. You say some languages. One I'll write, Python. Any other language you're aware of? Java. Okay. Any other? C#.net. Good. VB dot. VC++ dot. Still any other? C. C++. Ruby. Ruby. Language. List is there, list. These are all language. Why you didn't say this? Why you didn't say MS Office? Because it is not a language. It is not a language. You understand? No. Then what it is? If it is not a language, then what it is? Let me give you idea. What is a package? Here also I'll give you examples. So that becomes easy for you. MS Office comes under package. Second. Games we play. Games, mobile, laptop, desktop, games, what you play. Games also come under package. Databases, you heard about databases? Name some databases. Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, DB2, Sybase. These all are databases. Databases also comes under category of package. You understand? So now some of them are categorized as packages and some of their Now these all are examples for what? Packages, and these all are examples of what? Languages. But now question is, on what basis we are making this classification? On what basis you said that MS Office is a package? On what basis you said that your C, C++, Python are what? Language. Now, simple definition to package. Packages are, no doubt, they are softwares. Packages are software. MS Office is software. Games, whatever we play in a mobile, in your laptop, in your desktop, whichever game you play, they are also software. Databases, Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, DB2, Sybase, they are also what? Softwares. So packages are softwares. An interesting thing is bound to achieve specific task. This is important. This is important. Now you take any package, you would find that package will always do what? Package will do always what? Specific task. Example. MS Office mein, you have MS Word. MS Word. What for it is used? MS Word. Documentation. MS Word is used for documentation. Excel. Calculations. Excel is for calculations. PowerPoint. Presentation. Word. Documentation. Excel. Calculation. PowerPoint. Presentation. Resume. You prepare your resume. Will you prepare your resume in PowerPoint or will you prepare your resume in MS Word? MS Word. No one will prepare the resume in PowerPoint. No one will prepare the resume in Excel. Because they're not meant for that. Resume preparation, you have to do only through what? MS Word. If you're thinking about calculations, Then you go with what? Excel. Games, specific task. Databases, specific task. You're following what I'm saying? So packages always do specific task. Right? Now language. Language. General word I'm saying. Your mother tongue, my mother tongue. They are also languages. But what is this language I'm talking about? Basic definition. Language is medium of communication. Medium of communication. Your mother tongue, my mother tongue is a communication between two people. Between two people, our languages. Computer's language is a medium of communication with a device. Particularly, what? Computer. How you communicate? Through set of instructions is what you call programmed. What instructions? Three types. Unprocessed. Second, processing. Third, processed. This is what you refer as inputs, and this one you refer as out. Clear? Language, remember this. Package, only two words you remember. Bas. Packages, there is no classification, but languages, they made classification. What types of languages? One, low-level languages. Two, high-level languages. Three, middle-level languages. How many? Three. Low-level, high-level, middle. You have idea on that? At least you heard those words? No? Okay. So now first point. Apart from these three, there is one more language. But I don't make here because that is a special language. Note, that is called machine language. Every language, I'm not talking about low level, high level, every language, these are Python, C, C++, Java, C#.NET, VB.NET, every programming language at the end generates machine. C language may you need, C language at the end will generate machine language. Java at the end generates machine language. C#.NET at the end generates machine language. Python at the end generates machine language. So this is what my experience says in IT industry. Compulsory as a programmer, not only to Python, to any programming language, must. You should know about what? Machine language. Enough number of times I've experienced this conducting interviews, being an interview panel member in many companies. I've experienced this. People come up with 3+, 4+, 2+ years of experience carrying with, some programming. When you ask them about machine language, they don't have an answer. What is majorly focused in interviews? What is majorly focused towards programming in interviews? Considering that this course will be continued in our institute. That is the reason they are giving you a placement assistance. You got my point. Total how many now? 4. Low level, high level. Special. Don't categorize here. Special. Special language. What is it? Machine language. Interviewer may not ask you about low level. Interviewer may not ask you about, high level. May not ask you about middle level. But compulsory, he will ask you about machine language. 3 points I'll highlight it. Then we'll jump to introduction to Python today. Right? What is it? First point. I don't know why people create misconception here. Machine language is not something, talking about our written code. No, this is not for us. First technical point is machine language is called native code. What do you call? Native code. And one more thing also. Until and unless you are not aware of machine language, you cannot understand platform dependent, platform independent. You understand? Subject is technical. You understand? Computers is not a subject where you by heart the things. No. You should not waste your time on memorizing, especially in program. Be clear of what you're understanding. Be clear thinking from this point. What comes here, that should come directly on your fingers. That should make your program successfully run. You got my point. What do you call machine language as? Native code. And native code differs from one OS to what? Another OS. It means native code of Windows will be different. Native code of, Mac. OS, Mac will be different. Native code of Unix will be different. Native code of Linux will be different. Native code of Android will be different. Native code of iOS will be different. Every operating system will have its own native code. Comfortable? Third point. What is native code? OS understandable. Code is native. So native code is generated for whom? OS. And we are going to learn this. Python programming, when we start, we learn. You write a program, source code. From source code, it will generate byte code. From byte code, it will generate native. Total how many types of code? 3. Source, byte, native. C language. Source code. C में. Source code, object code, not byte code. C++ does not generate byte code. C++ generates object code. And then it goes with what? Native code. You understand? Means at the end of every programming language, what is important? Native. Comfortable? So finally, keeping all these things in view, let's jump to introduction to what? Python. First sentence will wind up a history of Python, just in one sentence. 1. Python is a language, that in my first point itself I said. Okay. Developed by Guido Van Rossum. Python language. Python is a language. Developed by Guido Van Rossum in the year 1989. Year 89. Where at CWI. At CWI. Where is CWI? In Netherlands. In Netherlands. As advanced of ABC language. Comfortable? So we highlighted almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things in it. Language, Guido Van Rossum, 89, TWI, country, right? ABC. So ABC language was developed in 1985. 1985. And after working with that language for 2 to 3 years, Guido Van Rossum felt many disadvantages with that language. Then he felt to develop a new language, which is basically an advanced of what? ABC. And that is your. Right? Let's understand what is CWI. CWI. C. Centrum. Okay. W. Viscund. I. Informatica. Soft copy of this total notes will be shared with you. You attend the session only with an intention that smoothly things should enter here. You understand? So you should understand. This is theory. Probably one more theory class will after that we are into practicals. You understand? So these all points whichever I'm writing are theory. This will be shared with you. These are fundamentals compulsory needed to start practicals. Without learning all this directly, if I start Python, you may not understand what we are doing in. So prerequisite. First, you need to have knowledge on this. Then we can get into what? Python program. So what is CWI stands for? Centrum Viscund Informatica. What it is? Yeah. This is National Research Institute for Maths and Computer Science. Computer Science. So this is one research institute. You know, R&D, research and development. So this is research institute in Netherlands. Where what they will research? So where Python got developed? Comfortable? Right. And one more thing. After developing Python in 1989, it was not immediately released for people to use. Python was not released for what? People to use. They kept Python for trial. They were doing what? Implementations on internal implementation. They were testing. When they found, now it is fine. It's working perfectly. Then they realized, then they introduced. In the year 1991, it was made available. For whom? When it got developed? 89. When it is released for people to use? 90. Got my point? And one more thing. After making Python available for public, then CWI felt that Python may need regular developments. That language needs regular developments, regular modifications. So if you're not understanding anything, at any point of time, you can interrupt me, make your clarification. Because hardly 7-8 students, not a big deal. You can easily communicate it. You have some confusion in any of the terms of any of the points which I'm explaining you, then and there interrupt me, get clarified. Till here, you're clear everything? Yeah. Now, what I was saying, in 1991, when they made Python available for public, CWI felt that Python may need regular developments. You understand? Then what they did is they handed over Python language to one company. To one company. Today, you can say. Today, Python is being maintained by a company called what is it? PSF. Right? Python Software Foundation. What it is? Python Software Foundation. PS. And after giving this Python language to this company has come up. PSF has introduced its first version in the year 1994 as Python 1.0. Python 1.0, 1.0. Which year? 94. Comfortable? 94, 2004. 94, 2004. 10 years. 2004 to 2014. 10 years. 2014 to 2024. 30 years total. 10, 20, 30. Plus this 1 year. So almost from past 30 years, Python is in market. Clear? So in 30 years, they have introduced 100 plus versions in Python. How many? 100 plus versions in Python. So do you really feel that we can remember those dates? In which year, which version of Python is introduced? Something I would say it's not to my reach. Something which is next to impossible for me. And interviewers will not be even interested to ask you that which version, on which date, that is with respect to day, month, year. No one will ask you about it. You understood what I said last? Yeah. So don't waste your time on by-hearting dates and all for that. 100 versions are there. Instead, this is my experience. Technical points related to versions of Python, 2 or 3 are there. Technical. You be clear on that. Interviewers will focus on those 3. No one will ask you about this version, on which date it is introduced. No one will ask. Rather, there are 3 technical points on the versions of Python. You be clear on that part. Comfortable? So now listen. First technical point I'll say, Python version is classified into three parts. Python version is classified into three parts: major, minor, micro. How many? Three. Major version, minor version, micro version. So obviously, when I'm saying 1.0, no doubt I'm talking about major. Major and outdated. Official website of Python even will not contain 1.0. Official website of Python provides download facility from Python 2.0. 1.0 is completely ruled out. Comfortable? So how many major versions PSF introduced? Three. Python 1.0, Python 2.0, Python 3.0. That's it. Only three. Major, I'm saying major. Three. 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. 1.0, however, it is not there. So it's a waste of discussion on that. Better I start from 2.0. Python 2.0 mein PSF has introduced seven what? Minor versions. 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. Under 3.0, PSF has introduced 13 minor versions. 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.14. In every minor version, we have again micro versions. In that way, Python today has how many? 100 plus versions. Clear? Every sentence. Huh? Last point. So that history part will be over. Then remaining points are listed. Second point. See, I don't know whether you are aware or not. C language hai, C. C language. Sub language name is C actually. Alphabet C. So there is a history behind it. Why they named the language as C? When you have alphabets with 26 in English, A, B, C till Z, what is the specific reason behind naming C language with alphabet C? So there is one history for that. There is one history. So just like that, they didn't name the language as. So there is one what history behind naming the language as what? C. You understand? Now, history what says is before C, there used to be one language. Before C, that language was B. Language was B. Before B, there used to be one more language. That language was BCPL. What was it? BCPL. Basic Combined Programming Language. BCPL. Before BCPL also, there was one language. Before that language also, one language was. So slowly what they did, they targeted BCPL. BCPL as one standard language. Advanced of BCPL, B language. This B language, they named extracting from BCPL, first character B. Then after B, they developed C. And the C language they named because in BCPL, after B, the next successive character was C. So they named the language as C. So there is a kind of history connecting with C. Exactly same way. Why they name our language as Python? No doubt, Python gives, a significance of snake. That is different story. But Guido van Rossum has given a language as Python, right, for some specific reason. And what is it? Listen. Python has been named. Python has been named after A. comedy TV show in Netherlands, named Monty Python. How many comedy TV shows are not there in our country? Yes or no? Regional wise we have, national level we have. Even in our state, there are many comedy TV shows that are running on different channels. And there are some comedy TV shows that are running national, complete India level. And what for comedy TV show? Entertainment. Fun to watch. We don't memorize anything from that. That 1 hour entertainment, what they say we enjoy, we laugh, we forget. That's over. Wait for next show. Python has been named after a comedy TV show where in Netherlands, this Monty Python was the TV show which was more popular in 1980s. And Guido van Rossum used to like this show a lot. You understand? Then he connected like this. As comedy TV show is fun to watch, it's for entertainment. He connected that with Python and said Python is fun to use for programming. You don't stress yourself to learn Python. You don't carry tension on your head to learn Python. Python makes things simple. Simple than C, simple than C++, simple than Java. Many websites that are developed in Java, many websites that are developed in .NET, those websites also slowly they are migrating to Python. That powerful it is compared to that. You understand what I'm saying? So Python has been named after a comedy TV show in Netherlands, which was popular in 1980s, named Monty. From this comedy TV show, he given a language name as Python. Since clear? Right. Second point will hide. You remember I wrote there low level language, high level language, middle level. I wrote now. Now I say here. Python is high level, high level and object oriented what? Programming language. So the Python has two programming languages support. Which two? High level plus object. Here. Core Python. All basics I'll cover. All basics. Target will be core Python. Target will be 4 topics. How many? 4. 1. That is called sequences. First one. That is also called data structures. Right? Second, functions. Second part. Third, files, modules, packages. How many? 3. You understand, right? And fourth, that will be related to one special topic will be there. That is for something called regular expressions. After that, we'll go to advanced Python. Advanced Python will be totally about OOPS, object-oriented programming systems. From there, subject becomes technical. I repeat again, Python is not theory. Python is not theory. Python is programming language. You understand? So directly we cannot start programming. To understand that programming, prerequisite is to have knowledge on some basic things of Python. For that, these sessions are being conducted. Clear? Comfortable here till this point? Chalo, right. Now I'll go with third point. Third point, what I'll highlight is, Python language, how they developed, they developed Python language by extracting some features from one language, some features from one language, some features from one language. They extracted features from multiple languages and they made all of them available in what? Python. You got my point, what I said? So you can say like this now. Python has been developed by extracting features from what? Various other programming what? Languages. One I'll highlight. One. Python mein, just now I said, they have something called what? Function programming. Python. This function programming in Python, they introduced by extracting that features from C language. But indirectly, what it means, C language also we had functions. So those things they extracted from this language and introduced in Python. Second. Object-oriented programming. They extracted from which language? C++. Why I'm saying C++? Java is also OOPS only. Java is also OOPS only. Java is also OOPS language. Why I didn't say Java here? Why I said C++? Because when Python was developed, at that time Java was not there. Java has come in 1992 and Python has come in 1989. At that time, C++ was there. This kind of history. 1972, C has come. 1982, 10 years gap. 1982, C++ has come. 1989, Python has come. Java is nowhere in the picture. Java has come in 1992. Obviously, I cannot give an example of Java in this scenario because Java was not there at the time when Python was developed. So from which language they extracted OOPS features? Clear? Huh? Comfortable? Right? Third line. Third. Python has even a support of something called scripting. Python has even support of what? Scripting. This scripting they extracted from two things. One, Perl. From Perl, they extracted scripting and they introduced it Python. Not only from Perl, even from and finally, fourth thing what is introduced in Python is about modular programming. When we go to programming on that day, you'll get to know, but we'll make the terms true. Modular programming. This they introduced in Python by extracting from one software by a name called Modula 3. What do you call? Modula 3. And now I'll write one sentence, but I won't explain today. That goes with lengthy explanation. Probably tomorrow's class, I'll explain you in detail about what it is. Listen, Python is open source. Python is open source language. And it is what it is? Freeware. Now, Python is not the only one open source language. Linux operating system, even it is open source. So Python is also what? Open source. Detail I'll explain you in my next class on this. Detail. Highlighting to both the things. You cannot understand now because that takes a lot of time. So just remember, I wrote one point in the introduction to Python. What is it? Python is open source language and it is free. Followed what I said? All the points, right? And last. Now we learn something important here. Python is three things highlight again. Three things. Simple to learn. Easy to code. Easy to write. Right? And easy to what? Understand. Simple to learn, easy to code, easy to understand. Right? And finally, the last point in this introduction is Python programs run unchanged on any OS. This is something I make simple. This point is related with platform independent. This sentence. Related to what? Platform independent. Means if I write a Python program on Windows, and if I share that program with you, and if his laptop contains Mac OS, and same program if I share with him, if his laptop contains Linux OS, he can run my program directly, not even changing a single character in that program. He can also run my program directly without even making a single character change in the program. That is what I mean. Python programs run unchanged on any OS. Clear, huh? Perfectly. Huh? This is the introduction to Python. Tomorrow we'll talk about uses of Python. So tomorrow also will be a free session for you. Take that also as a demo class. Attend that session as well. But for you, it is demo. But for me, it is my second class. I would continue exactly from this point, not discussing all that stuff again. Right? Video will be there connecting to today's session. They will share the videos. Every session will be recorded. Every session video will be there. You get that video even for your revision. Notes I will share. They are not involved in that. Videos, since they are being recorded in cloud, they have access to those videos. They will send the videos to your email IDs so that you can revise. those things. Clear? From my end, I'm done with my demo. You have some time, you can put up your queries. Any questions connecting to subject or any other thing, I'm here to clarify.